In the 13th century, inside a locked monastery cell, a doomed monk allegedly sold his soul to the devil to write a 175-pound book in a single night. But what the world calls the Devil's Bible holds a secret most people completely miss. Right next to the infamous, giant portrait of Satan himself, the monks didn't hide dark curses. They hid 5 active, forbidden magic formulas. And today, we are reading the exact English translations of the spells the Church used to banish demons and hunt down thieves. There are exactly 5 specialized magic sections in the Codex Gigas. According to records from the National Library of Sweden, where the book is physically kept, these are divided into 3 spells, adjurations, conjurations, and 2 magic formulas, charms. Historians note that these 5 texts were intentionally placed on the exact page spread directly after the famous full-page illustration of the devil, likely acting as a holy shield or counterbalance to ward off the evil image on the preceding page. The breakdown of the 5 magic elements. 1. The 3 spells, medical conjurations. The 3 spells are not dark sorcery. They are strict religious commands aimed at banishing sudden, aggressive physical illnesses. In the medieval era, terrifying conditions like sudden seizures, delirium, or severe fevers were blamed on demonic affliction. How they work. The reader invokes the names of God, Christ, the Holy Spirit, angels, and saints to forcefully order the sickness-bearing demons out of the victim's body. The Codex Gigas contains 3 medical adjurations, or conjurations, designed to combat medieval perceptions of demon-caused illnesses through religious commands. These spells, written in Latin, function as exorcisms, featuring a general banishment for sudden illness, a specific invocation against fever-inducing spirits, and a protective prayer for night terrors. The first spell acts as a broad-spectrum counterattack against sudden sickness by invoking the Holy Trinity and divine figures to command demons to release the patient, while the second targets 7 specific fever demons by name to break their power, according to historical interpretations. The final spell, Contra Illusions, protects against nightmares and delusions by commanding demons to leave the victim in the name of Christ's resurrection. 2. The 2 magic formulas, thief-catching charms. The 2 magic formulas are localized, multi-step rituals created specifically to protect the monastery's physical property and solve crimes. How they work. If a thief stole sacred items or monastery funds, these formulas outlined exact instructions, including reciting specific Latin incantations over physical objects or analyzing dreams, to magically force the culprit's identity to be revealed so the stolen goods could be recovered. The formula for revealing a thief through dreams, oniromancy. This formula is an experiment in divine dream reading. If the monastery was robbed, the leader would perform a specific ritual before going to sleep to force the spiritual realm to unmask the culprit. The ritual. The monk had to write down a specific sequence of sacred letters, biblical names, and holy symbols on a small piece of parchment. The incantation. A specific Latin prayer was recited over the parchment, asking God to lift the veil of secrecy and send a holy angel to reveal the face, name, or location of the thief. The trigger. The parchment was placed directly under the monk's pillow. The formula promised that during the night, the monk would receive a vivid, prophetic dream clearly showing exactly who stole the property and where the goods were hidden. The formula for binding the thief, the judicial charm. If the dream ritual failed or if the suspect refused to confess, the monks used the second, much more aggressive formula. This was a form of spiritual binding meant to torment the thief until they returned what they took. The premise. The formula names the patron saint of the monastery or invokes the collective power of the heavenly hosts. The curse mechanism. The incantation explicitly commands the thief's mind and body to be spiritually bound, paralyzed with guilt, or plagued by terrifying visions during both waking hours and sleep. The goal. The text state that the thief will find no physical rest, peace, or sleep until the stolen sacred objects are physically brought back and laid at the altar of the church. It is a psychological and spiritual tool designed to weaponize medieval fear of damnation to recover stolen assets. When we look closely at these 5 ancient formulas, it becomes clear that the Codex Gigas isn't a manual of dark sorcery, but a fascinating snapshot of how our ancestors viewed the world. To a 13th century monk, physical sickness, demonic interference, and everyday crimes like theft weren't separate issues. They were all part of the same spiritual battleground. By placing these 3 medical spells and 2 judicial charms right next to the terrifying portrait of the devil, the author wasn't inviting evil in. He was building a holy fortress to lock it down. But what do you think? If you were a medieval monk who just had his monastery's gold stolen, would you trust a parchment under your pillow to reveal the thief in your dreams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secrets of history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next chapter.